Hi, this is Joseph with Engadget, and I have with me here the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 7.0. That's right, that confusing moniker indicates that this is a 7-inch Android tablet. And if it looks familiar, it is. The company recently showed it off at Mobile World Congress this past March, and it in fact shares a design very similar to the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. In fact, it's almost so similar, you'd be hard-pressed to know at first glance which is which. However, there are some striking differences that we'll point out in a brief hardware tour. So if you look at the tablet head-on here, not much has changed except for the fact that up at the top, there is no more front-facing speaker grille. Instead, you just get this VGA camera, which is a bit of a step down from the 2-megapixel camera found on the Tab 7.0 Plus. Aside from that, you can see here that the encasement, which is a smooth sort of gunmetal gray, now wraps around to the sides of the tablet when you're holding it in landscape. And it's a softer curve, it's more of a rounded feel, and it goes for a much better in-hand fit, whereas on the 7.0 Plus, it sort of just ends abruptly. And although it's not altogether uncomfortable, this is definitely much more pleasing in hand. Now let's just flip it over to the back. And you can see here we lose that faux brushed metal finish from the more premium feeling 7.0 Plus, and you just have this smooth back with no other adornments except for the Samsung logo. And then up here is the 3-megapixel camera, which is lacking the single LED flash to accompany it. In terms of the layout of the hardware keys and ports, everything is as it was on the 7.0 Plus. You have over here on the right side your power button and your volume rocker, and then here's the IR blaster, which is helpful for turning this tablet, which the company is positioning as a sort of media consumption hub, into a smart remote using the Peel application. Down here at the bottom, we'll flip it over onto this side, you can see it better, is the proprietary charging port, and it's surrounded by the dual speakers. And then if you look here on the left-hand side of the device, you'll see it's mostly unbroken except for this covered micro SD slot, which is the same as that on the 7.0 Plus, and you can add up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card in here to expand the 8 gigabytes of storage. Now the other sort of amazing thing that Samsung's done with this Tab 2 7.0 is that it's bundling it with 1 year of Dropbox free, and you get 50 gigabytes of storage there. So all told, you're going to have quite a lot of capacity to store your media files, be it your ebooks, your videos, or your music. You won't run out of space just after that year. You might have to sign up for the storage. So let's turn it on, and you can see the screen is 7-inch, and it's the same 1024 by 600 TFT LCD display that you'll find on the original Galaxy Tab, as well as the Tab 7.0 Plus. Now, underneath the hood, you have a dual-core 1 gigahertz processor, which is a step down from the dual-core 1.2 gigahertz Exynos processor found in the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. Here, that CPU is of the Texas Instruments OMAP variety, although the company wouldn't specify exactly which. Now, the other main difference here, setting this apart, is that it ships out of the box with Ice Cream Sandwich. That's right, Android 4.0.3 comes pre-installed on this slate, and of course, as you can see, it has a TouchWiz skin. It mostly won't get in the way, but if you're a fan of that pure vanilla experience, it might be a bit frustrating. As you can see, if we go up here and access the app drawer, what it does is it overlays the apps directly on the home screen, the background that you have there, so it can be a little bit confusing to navigate. As well, when you're cycling through it, it doesn't automatically go into the widgets. You'd have to go up here and select that for yourself if that's what you want to access. Now, as you can see from how we're sort of handling this, it's a very fluid experience. We didn't encounter any lag, any stuttering. There were no hiccups evident. It's very fluid. It's not incredibly fast, but it's nothing that'll get in the way, or nothing that should bother you. And you can see the animations are quite smooth across the board. Now, the other thing to note is that, of course, it is loaded up with a bit of bloat. So you do have a lot of Samsung pre-installed apps on here, mostly to help you turn this into the media hub that they want. You have the All Share app, you have Chat On for messaging, Down here you have Media Hub, as well as Memo. My Files is easy, lets you navigate, whatever you've put on the slate. And then, of course, you have Netflix, Polaris Office, Reader's Hub, S Planner, and Samsung Apps, which lets you go through the company's own curated selection of apps, as well as Peel, which turns this into a smart remote. And then, the regular G Suite of apps. So we'll take you back to the home screen. Down here at the bottom, you can see, in addition to the ice cream sandwich software keys, you now have that screenshot feature, which very simply you press, snap, and then you have the ability here to draw on top of it, add whatever you want, make your selections, crop it, and then save it. We'll just back out. Very handy if you're doing reviews, but we'll just take you very quickly into the browser and show you, how scrolling works on this. It's pretty fast, pretty fluid. As you can see, we had reasonably brisk performance in our SunSpider scores, when loading full desktop sites. In here, where we're filming, wireless reception is fairly weak, so we're not going to bother attempting to show you a page loading. But when you do have a strong signal, a full desktop page like Engadget's main site will load in just about 10 seconds. And now you can see here, pinch to zoom. It's pretty rapid, follows our fingers, it tracks it fairly well, but it doesn't necessarily maintain the integrity of the selected area. Gives it a bit, and then you can see there are the white spaces. So not the best performance, but it is definitely fast. One other thing we will show you before we close this out is the camera app. Now on the back you have that 3 megapixel sensor, and most people wouldn't rely on a tablet for photography, but the module on here is pretty good for what it is. You don't have that ability to tap to focus that you would on other smartphones or other tablets. Here we'll just switch it back into camera mode, but you can take video up to 720p resolution, which was actually fairly detailed. It's a little fuzzy overall, and the colors seem to be a little bit oversaturated. There's a bit of a compensation there, but we were generally surprised, by the clarity of the details. It does not perform well in low light situations, so you want to have ample light. But here we'll go into the settings menu, and you can see you can go through and toggle the scene modes as you would like, although there is no macro. And then exposure, you can set the white balance, you can adjust the resolution to whatever you'd like. So that's it. This is the Galaxy Tab 2 7.0. It's going to hit retail shelves April 22nd, and it's priced at $250, which is just about $50 more expensive than the Amazon Kindle Fire. So you don't have the backing of that great content ecosystem, but you're getting pretty much the exact same sort of product. It's just up to you whether or not you prefer to go with a Samsung device, or if you want to have, Amazon's, goodwill and neatly integrated ecosystem at your behest. So if you're interested, $250, wireless only, and it'll be hitting store shelves April 22nd. This is Joseph with Engadget. Thanks for watching.